Hi there, Jean Greer here at Stylish Fireplaces. Today I'm introducing you to the Napoleon Pictura three-sided wall mount fireplace. At the end of this video, I'll give you some other models to compare this one to. So the Pictura is purpose-built for mounting on the wall, and it's a three-sided fireplace. So there's glass across the front and on both ends. It's only 6.5 inches deep, so it's really designed with wall mounting in mind. It's not going to project out into the room by more than 6.5 inches, so that's extremely slim for a three-sided fireplace. As you can see, it's very sleek, very minimal. They've really put the focus on the glass and not the surround. It's very sleek and contemporary. It currently comes in two sizes, so we have 50 and 60 inches, our most popular sizes. The flames are typical Napoleon for their linear fires. So you've got yellow, orange, and blue. So we can add color to it and put in layers. We can add the blue in and have mixtures, and we can take those away. So we can play around with the flame colors, yellow, orange, and blue. There are also ember colors underneath the ember bed here. So those can change as well. And we can also change the brightness of the ember bed. So if I keep it toned down so that it doesn't wash out the flames, but that brightness can be cranked up as well. So you can play around with that depending on the conditions in your room. If you've got a really bright room, you'll sometimes need to play up some of those features and add the brightness. So we've got flame colors, we've got ember bed colors. The remote is a fairly typical Napoleon remote. So there is a timer on here, so if I'm worried about somebody forgetting to turn this off, maybe falling asleep in front of it or leaving the room and forgetting about it, I can set the timer and that will automatically turn the fireplace off after a set amount of time. The heater is thermostatically controlled, so I can set the temperature and then just let it regulate itself to turn the heater on and off for me. And of course, like all electrics, I don't have to have the heater on to have the flames on. So I can really use this year round. I never have to overheat my space. I can always have the fireplace on. I just don't have to have the heater on. Heat is going to blow out from a heat vent that's tucked away up here, and it's going to come down and out. This glass is tilted back so that the heat vent can be tucked away up here, and that maintains a really clean face on the fireplace. You can see the manual controls. Well, maybe you can't, but they're just tucked away on that panel there, very discreet. So if I can't find the remote or it's not working because it needs a battery, there's always a manual control as a backup. You can also control the flame speed, so you can slow those down and speed them up the way you like them. I personally think the flames should be a little bit faster than that, but if you like them slow and relaxing, you can do that. So there are a couple of different settings for the flames. So lots of things you can control on this and set it just the way you like. The crystals come with the fireplace, so the small and the large ice crystals there. But there are log sets that will fit in here that Napoleon provides. So the driftwood and the birch are both available with stones to replace the crystals. But the crystals come standard with the unit, and they'll show off all of those colored lights and really pick up the brightness of the lights inside. So it's the Napoleon Pictura wall-mounted three-sided. Other things that I would compare this to, most three-sided fireplaces are meant to be built in, but Modern Flames LPM, Linear Pro Multi-Series, has multiple different installation options. So it is a built-in unit, but it can also be semi-flush or surface mounted. Just keep in mind that that is a deeper fireplace. The built-ins are always going to be deeper. This is only 6.5 inches, so super sleek for a wall mount. Any other linear three-sided fireplace is going to have more depth, even if you were able to mount it on the surface. So the LPM from Modern Flames could be surface mounted, but it will stick out more. And then Amati makes a huge range of three-sided fireplaces in their TrueView series. So TrueView XL, TrueView XT, extra tall, and TrueView extra slim. Again, the depth there is going to range from 10 to 15 inches. much deeper than this wall mount, and none of the true views are able to be surface mounted in this linear profile. So you'd have to build a cabinet of some kind in order to hang it on the wall, and then that would stick out quite a bit more than the Pictura does. And last but not least, Napoleon, in their Trivista series, the Primus series, which is the same group of three-sided fireplaces as the Pictura, they all come under Trivista, but the Primus series is built in, again, cannot be mounted on the wall surface, which is why they came out with the Pictura. So it's a little bit challenging to compare Pictura to anything if you want a wall-mounted three-sided fireplace. It really is quite unique in the way that it's been put together. You can find all of these at stylishfireplaces.ca. Search by brand and look for Napoleon Pictura, or search by style and look for 2- and 3-sided fireplaces.